petitioning, which we'll probably get into in a short bit.
We're trying to.
Right? So like, all right, so we can get into petitioning. Petitioning, one, I didn't know what the window was for petitioning.
Okay.
I didn't know how to get petitions. Like, I was on Canva probably 2 days into the petitioning window trying to make up my own petition. And then, by the luck of God, I just called somebody who I met briefly. And I was just like, hey, can I just send you this petition for you to see it? And they were working on a mayoral campaign. And it was just like, well, this is what their petitions look like. Great. At the very bottom, I saw a phone number underneath their petitions. I was like, let me just call the number. Immediately, they was like, oh yeah, we just make your petitions for you.
Nice.
Oh, but that costs money.
I mean, that costs
Fact.
money. But if you make a petition and you mess it up in any way, a word is misspelled, anything,
You're out.
all those petitions are garbage.
Yeah.
There's some things you just have to spend money on.
You have to, but they don't tell you that. I think that's the...
Jesus ain't running for office no time soon.
You have to figure it out. So thank God I knew somebody, right, that was able to like share this like nugget. Without that, I would have probably went into the Board of Election with this like janky Canva made bunch of petitions.
Wow.
And they would probably laugh at me.
Scary, bro.
And they would laugh at me. So...
Well, this episode gonna help a lot. Shit, that's scary.
So, I mean, thank God I was able to find the number. The gentleman was able to make the petitions. And then we were able to pick it up. Some bunch of money to get those petitions made.
Crazy.
It was like $400 just for like a stack of 150 petitions.
Mm-hmm.
It was like sheets of paper.
Oh, okay, but each sheet can hold up like to
About
what?
10 to 15 signatures.
Yeah.
And the funny
Yo,
thing
what
is...
picture guy you got?
Listen,
Yeah.
I feel like
150 for 400.
listen,
That's crazy.
everybody uses that
And you
one,
have
so
to
it's good.
sign and then print. You know that
I got a guy in
usually...
Queens. I feel like he ain't got good numbers.
Usually when you're doing something, you print and then sign. This is the opposite. You have to sign and then print. And when you're holding it and people are gonna their signature, they get confused, and you can't have it scratched out because that signature will get disqualified. It's very finicky. And then of course you're getting signatures from people that you're introducing yourself and meeting them, so you don't want to be overly aggressive. You want to respect,
This is actually interesting because recently I'm getting knocks on my doors. And,
That's it.
Yeah, and so I always interact with people like whether, I don't care because I like to I'm weird and I like to
I should have knocked on your door.
Unfortunately I live in Long Island City, but
You did it have to be in your district?
Yes.
yeah.
Specifically your district.
But for mayor may or may not be the person I'm voting for, and he may not or may be a he, and he probably is, and he may or may not have the last letter of the alphabet as the first name, or he may not. I don't know. I'm not just saying it's him, but he probably is because he's probably got the best policies laid forward. And I kind of want to continue to live in this city, which is really hard to do.
Which I like too.
Exactly. This is where I'm from. This is where I'm born. This is where this is like generationally where I'm from and born. I don't want to leave.
Facts.
So now I know what the fuck. Now I know why they want me to. Yeah, I know. Not only that, but why they want me to sign something.
Right.
In my head, it's like you already got my vote.
Right.
Like you go try to get somebody else.
Before they get your vote, they need to meet the requirements to be on the ballot.
So, you talk about that?
I didn't know.
I can talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I always sign though.
As a candidate running for the first time, you have to be so laser focused on just the window, but there's a window. So there will be a time where people are like, you've never knocked on my door before. It's because there's a window. You have basically a month to collect a total of 450 signatures on the city council ends.
450. Oh, that's not bad.
But
but
project.
There's a but.
I grew up in the project. I'm not on every one of those.
And then you live here.
But I grew up in the project. If I run, I'm running in the pot. I'm running for my district.
If you collect 450 and one of them is wrong, you don't meet the ballot.
One?
Yeah.
Wait.
So you have to collect more than one.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
So you have to get signatures from registered Democrats for us, we're Democrats.
Right.
So we're running for the Democratic ticket. You need to get registered Democrats who live in your district.
Okay.
Right? So for the most part, if you're not, say if you don't know or you don't remember if you've ever like registered to vote, but then you're like, you know what, yeah, I feel it, but you're not. That's a signature that you feel confident about. That's like, oh, this person's a Democrat. If they're not, that's already somebody that's like now disqualified from your paper because they're not a registered Democrat.
And you don't know because and
go
people
by
may
the
say, and
line.
people don't know in New York
Don't
State, you have to
know.
be registered for the party that you're going to vote for in the parliament, and you can't, and so because people don't know that, and they say, oh, I vote Democrat, and they I believe and I'm a Democrat, and they put their name on.
Even if
I
you're
had people
independent,
say, I
Right,
like you, it's
right.
okay.
Because
In going through the process, like how of the percentage of the ones you submitted, how many were disqualified?
So I collected
interesting.
over 1,000 signatures,
Nice.
right? That was something that people was just like, make sure you collect about 1,500, right? So I got like really close to that number.
How long did it take you?
Huh?
How long did it take you?
It took me the full window.
Which
Up
is
until the
how long is
day.
the full window?
I believe it was like March 3rd to like April 3rd.
About a month.
It was a month.
After
And
work.
up until that last day, like I called out of work for like the last week. That morning that I had to turn in petitions, I was still knocking on
Would
doors.
you call out sick?
he said, look, I got some shit to do.
I was sick, right? Like I had the flu
I was
that week.
actually sick.
I had the flu.
I miraculously felt better, and I went out there and I grinded.
Every moment, up until like I met up with my lawyer, like I was knocking on doors that morning of trying to get as many in, and I was able to get close to 15. Once I turned it in, I got challenged, right? And my signatures got challenged. And one of the things before I get to that
Your
part is
threat.
like, technically, once you submit your petitions in, you're on a ballot.